Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
What happened with the cat?
He killed the cat, and all of that. His mother should be here. He's going with a cat. That's how crazy he are. He sleep with a cat.
This is the plaintiff, Charles Lewis. He says he and his mother moved into the defendant's house and paid $700 a month in rent. As it turns out, the defendant ran an illegal rooming house. There were 13 people shacked up in there, including a criminal, drunk people, and weed smokers. When he reported this to the authorities, he was kicked out onto the street. The defendant's a very bad person. He's suing for the return of the $1,359 he paid in rent. And he hopes the judge sees things his way. This is the defendant, Carnell Scott. He took the plaintiff in because he had no place to go. And this is what he gets for being kind, a lawsuit? The plaintiff cursed like a sailor, constantly yelled at his mother, and one day flipped out and killed his own cat. Bottom line, he's run a rooming house for 30 years, has all the proper paperwork to do so, and collected rent in a legal way and owes the punk plaintiff nothing but a good riddance. He's accused of running a rotten rooming house.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome,
Charles Lewis and Diane Dibble, you have power of attorney for Diane. That's your mom?
Yes, that is my mom.
Okay, you're suing Carnell Scott, your former landlord, for $1,359 in rents that were paid to him because, according to you, it was an illegal place and he can't collect rent. Tell me what happened.
Before this landlord, I got hooked up with him with my other previous landlord for that. So he was kicking us out from then. So I didn't know nothing about this landlord. He was putting me in, so I didn't know nothing about.
Putting you in? Why didn't you put yourself somewhere? You were getting evicted by the prior landlord.
Yes.
And the prior landlord told you about him and the fact that he was renting rooms out.
Yes.
Okay.
So he showed me the room. I did not previously know that what was illegal because I was unaware.
Okay, stop. You and your mother needed a place to stay.
Right.
And so you folks move in, you see the place, you like it, and you move in. You move in, right?
Yeah.
You lived there for how long?
We only lived there for like 2 months.
What happened after 2 months?
Well, there was problems around in the house, and then after a month later, after I was paying rent, someone told me, like one of his house manager over there, he said that when over the summertime, the boarding up rooms is going to have to be taken down because there's going to be an inspector coming, inspect the place. So every time the inspector comes around in the summertime, he pays one of his handymans to take down the board so that way the law department won't fine him for it.
And the boards are up where?
In the living room.
In order to be able to split it in half and rent it to 2 different people?
Yes.
Was that one of the places that you were in?
Yes, me and my mom was in. We were sharing.
You were in a half a living room?
Yes.
Did you say anything to your landlord after you heard that?
No, I didn't say anything to him then. So I have pictures showing it, evidence.
Let me see. So what happens?
What happens was when I told him that, like after towards the end of December, like close to January, that's when I contacted the law department. And then after when I told him that, he was trying to make up excuses and try to cover it up his lies in a sneaky way because he didn't want to hear what I had to say.
I'm not sure what the heck you mean, but can you tell me what he said?
He said,
rather than giving me your conclusions?
Because there was complaints about me in the house, like over some really...
He threw you out?
Yes.
He said, get out of here. Okay,
Right.
so now there were complaints about you in the house regarding what?
Regarding like saying, oh, people don't like me and stuff like that. They're saying that I choked my cat. They spreading rumors. And also they was talking about me, like how I'm coming out the bathroom with a towel on and stuff like that.
Where's your mother?
She's not here right now because she got held up because somebody supposedly put sugar in her gas tank.
Why are there pictures of like shampoo and stuff like that? Like what am I supposed
That's
to...
in the cabinet where the mirror is in the bathroom.
And but what am I supposed to learn about that as evidence? What does that tell me?
It tells you about the liver condition. It's horrible. It's not clean.
Are you suing for rent that you already paid?
Yes.
You want it back?
Right.
But you lived there for those months?
Yeah, but the rooms was illegal. You could see at the molding, the connecting, the molded wood.
What's going on?
My name is Cornell Scott. I took him in. He was sleeping in the van after the guy put him out. Came to me, asked me could he put him up. I took him in with a cat that he didn't take care of, and he lost his job. I took him down to social service. I got social service paper. He lived there rent-free. What he was doing, he was stalking one of the girls in the house, coming out with towels on and all that nonsense. The kid need help. So I told him he have to go. I have papers right here that I got lights for Brookhaven Town. So he tried to put
Yeah, but what he's saying is that beyond those papers, you're taking the living room area and then you put up boards so that you can rent it out
that's
for double
not true.
what you're allowed
What he's
to rent.
showing you is from another house. It's not that.
How do you know what I'm looking at? You have no idea what I'm looking
No,
at.
I'm just saying, he's trying to say that I put boards up.
Right.
I just had an inspection, I got the license right here.
Right, because the boards were down. That's what he's saying, that you take down the boards when the inspection.
He's lying. He's just, the kids don't have all this button upstairs. He's lying.
All right. What happened with the cat?
He killed the cat, and all of that, his mother should be here. He's going with a cat. That's how crazy he are. He sleep with a cat.
What do you mean?
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, does this plaintiff get his money back because it's an illegal rooming house?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
As far as I'm concerned, he got what he paid for. If any money is owed, it'd be to the municipality that has been wronged.
Fair enough. Does he get his money back or not? You're hiding from me, so how about you?
He probably shouldn't get his money back.
Should or shouldn't?
Shouldn't.
Why? Shouldn't? I didn't hear the NT.
Yeah, probably shouldn't get his money back.
Because?
I don't know, it just doesn't seem right.
What do you say? He lived there.
Nope, you're not getting your money back.
Because?
It wasn't legal. I mean, you don't get it. You don't get it.
What? Okay. Going inside the courtroom.
First of all, when he came to me, he said that was his father's cat. I said, I don't take cats. So he kept talking me into it. Please, this is my father's cat. That's all I got. And my wife said no. I said, Levine, come on. I said, we're Christian people. We're going to do the right thing. I let him go on with the cat. He didn't take care of the cat, and he was caught up brushing the teeth and all that. He turned around and killed the cat and got on.
How did he kill the cat?
They said he choked him. I don't know.
While brushing its teeth?
Yeah, he said he holding it to start brushing the teeth.
Who's they? The people who witnessed it?
Yeah, in my house, yeah. And not only that, the kid comes out naked. I got peoples in the house. He said he's stalking them.
He came out naked or with a towel?
Had his towel open, naked. Where he came from, they say he's a stalker.
So you know that there were complaints about you coming out half naked, right?
That's not true.
Well, but you know there were complaints. The complaints may not be true, but you know there were complaints.
Yes.
And you know there were complaints about the treatment of the cat. But what actually happened with the cat?
He had like a severe dental disease. My mom couldn't afford to take him to the vet. So I was trying to like, do the right thing by trying to get in the back of his teeth because she couldn't afford to go to the vet. So they had like some teeth gel for the cat at a pet store. So I was trying to get him the proper treatment, like do the best I can to like, help him, like make sure he won't be in that much pain as it is, trying to reduce the disease pain. But it turns out when I was getting behind there, when he was trying to fight back, he had a stroke.
How old was the cat?
He was about close to 17 or 18 years old.
All right. What evidence do you have that he has an illegal place?
The pictures that I showed you.
Okay. But besides the pictures, do you have anything else?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
Let me explain something to you. Even if the place were illegal, I'm going to assume for the purposes of this argument that the place is illegal. That puts you in a position where you don't have to pay any future rent. You can get out of a lease. You can, he can't sue you for rent you didn't pay. What it never does is put you in the position of living somewhere, paying rent, and then turning around and saying, now I want all the rent back that I paid throughout all this time, which is what you're doing. You want rent back that you paid for 2 or 3 months, whatever it was, but you can never do that in the eyes of the law. You can't get rent back for a time that you already lived out. So based on that, I'm finding in favor of the defendant in this case. Good luck, folks.
Thank you.
Both sides of the phone right there, guys.
So the law is very clear on that one. Here, step right in here and tell me, you understand the judge's ruling here and why she had to do it that way? Right.
Yeah, I understand. And I did my point. All I did was fight for what I stand for. That's all that matters.
Well, what were you fighting for in there?
I was just fighting for, my rights as a citizen.
Your reputation?
Yes.
Why would they tell these stories about you like that?
I don't know. They just don't want to see a real man live his life the right way, I'm just trying to make my life better for myself. Whether people try to bring me down with negatives, that's not going to stop me anyway, because I'm just going to keep look at it as a positive situation to keep going in life.
All right, good luck with that.
Thank you.
All right, so step on in here, and he says these stories are all made up, and...
It's not true. I took this kid and his mom out of the street, sleeping in their van. And this is what a young kid got in his mind to do, to destroy.
Well, why would he do that to you then?
I would like to know myself. But in the meantime, I've been in business 30 years. I never had no complaints like this. So God bless him and goodbye. That's all I got to say.
Well, would you do it again?
Not by him.
All right, Harvey.
I mean, look, here's the deal. Yes, it's an illegal rooming house, but he got value from it. He was able to live there. He got exactly what he paid for. And as a result of that, it doesn't go back because then judges don't give windfalls. And that would do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up during inflation, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month slows. Full terms at mintmobile.com.
This is the plaintiff, Amy Kaplan. She says she rented an apartment from the defendants, and once she moved in, she realized nothing worked in the place. She called to complain. The defendants left her a vulgar, disgusting message, telling her they were sick of her belly aching, and she made a report with the cops. Bottom line, she moved out because she felt threatened and unsafe, and is now suing for the return of the $5,000 she's owed. These These are the defendants, Joseph and Bobby Russo. They say the plaintiff was so annoying, the minute she moved in, she could even aggravate a dead person. That's right, she nitpicked about everything. And they think she's some sort of professional renter that moves from place to place to save on paying rent. The woman stiffed them by breaking her lease. And if she thinks she's going to get any money awarded today, she's crazy. They're accused of turning out a tenant.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she moved out of her apartment because she says that it was not a good one and she felt unsafe. But the defendant says she is a scam artist who knows how to avoid paying rent. It's the case of you're like the Picasso of deadbeats.
Thank you, Douglas. Amy Kaplan, you are suing Joseph and Bobby Russo, for your former landlords, for $4,620.48, which is double your security deposit, which they didn't return, plus attorney consultation, moving expenses, and emotional distress and loss of use of a washer dryer. Tell me what happened.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. In April of 2015, I was looking for a place to live. I was living in the same complex as the Russos. I'd been there for 2 years. So I saw an ad on Craigslist for a unit in that complex, which you almost never see. And I called and left a message and didn't hear back. I called later in the day because I know they go really fast.
You don't have to get so specific, so far back, because we're never going to get out of here. So you meet them, you rent their place, and you're paying how much?
$1,700.
Okay. And you pay first, last, and security?
I did.
All right. And how long did you live there before you decided to leave, or they decided for you to leave?
I was there for about 3 weeks.
What happened?
Well, we went back and forth about a washer and dryer unit and a toilet that was running, which is not a big deal.
Why? What do you mean by you went back and forth?
The Russos didn't really want to fix it, or they didn't think it was broken.
The washer dryer? Okay.
It didn't work. And to fast forward, I emailed Mr. Russo and I said, washer and dryer's not working again. And he left a horrific phone message.
Do you have it?
I do.
Can I hear the message? And the essence of it is?
If you don't like it, get the hell out.
And you have reached Joe Russo. Amy, I'm sick and tired of your complaints. Call me. If you don't want to be there, you can get the hell out. You understand me?
That's it? Oh, I really thought it was going to be a lot juicier.
To me?
I mean, get the hell out is rude and everything. He's angry, but I mean, I thought it was going to be a lot meatier than that, to be honest.
It was a huge...
That's a horrific. You have not seen horrific. Apparently, I've seen a lot more of horrific than you have. All right, so it was upsetting, obviously, to hear something like that. And so what do you do?
It was such a switch from any other conversation we had.
What had you been complaining about that would... Was you think he was having a bad day, or had...
I have no idea, Your Honor.
Okay.
It was just the washer-dryer.
Okay, so if this... So why did you leave? What happened after that?
There were a couple of things that happened in the process of dealing with this washer and dryer that made me very uncomfortable. When the electrician came, Mr. Russo came in the house. The electrician had already been there. He was taking things apart. Mr. Russo went to go walk to the kitchen. And I said, Joe, don't touch anything. Because there are breakers that he kept trying to fix that weren't broken.
Breakers who kept trying to fix?
Mr. Russo.
Okay, and you're telling him not to touch something in his own house because what?
I said, don't touch the breakers. The guy has all the stuff open. There were open wires and stuff. He's like, no, never mind. And then Mr. Russo did whatever, and then he came in the room where the washer dryer was, and the guy just rammed him. He's like, what are you doing? You could have killed me. That kind of thing where... like the rules.
Honey, did you decide to leave or did they kick you out? Which happened?
I decided to leave.
Okay, so did you have a written lease or did you not?
I did.
Okay, how long was your lease for?
2 years.
All right, so you notify him that you're leaving?
Yes.
When do you notify him that you're leaving?
May 31st. I gave him the 30-day notice.
Okay, so you left at the end of June?
I left on July 3rd.
You ended up staying over a few days.
Place. Right.
Okay, how come? Why did you end up staying?
I couldn't get into the new place until July 3rd.
Well,
I let him know.
The next tenant can't get into this place either. But
right.
All right, did you end up re-renting the unit?
Yes, on the 15th instead of the 1st because she wasn't out and she didn't give us the keys back until the 11th of July.
Okay, and why did you wait to give the keys back?
I forgot I had the keys. I really did.
Okay.
And he emailed me and I sent them right out.
I don't know how you forget that you have keys to a place that you're turning over. That's like, how does one forget that? Let me ask you a question, Mr. Russo. Not your best day when you left that message. How come? What were you sick of already?
Okay, so in May, before she even moved in, she says to my wife, I'd like to have the place cleaned. My wife looked at it and she said, yeah, it could use a cleaning. So I sent a cleaning crew in there, $150, not a problem. Then she wants it painted. And I said to my wife, I said, it don't need to be painted. She said, look, she's a young professional, 2-year lease, she'll probably be here a long time, we'll probably have to paint it anyway, down the road. I said, fine, $1,700.
Wow.
Okay, so she moves in. Now the saga begins.
Okay.
She calls me and says the toilet bowl is running constantly. Now, Your Honor, I got to tell you something. In Fairfield, Connecticut, when the landlord rents something out, you got to have a certificate of occupancy.
Each and every time that you rent it out.
Yes, and they come in, they do everything. They even flush the bowl.
Well,
and that
I
was
expect them to flush the bowl. If they're going to have a rule that they're expecting things,
Exactly.
I would expect them to flush the bowl.
So we had the
certificate.
The certificate.
All right, but something could happen in the meantime. So she complained that the toilet was running. So did you inspect it?
My son and I went over, because I'm not a plumber, he is.
Oh, well, that's
We
convenient.
went there, and it was nothing. He flushed it. It flushed. He said, Dad, he said, it fills up on a little slow.
Right.
He said, if that's what's bugging her, I'll go to Home Depot and get this valve.
Mm-hmm.
He did. We put it in.
Okay.
He flushed it 5-6 times. Worked perfectly.
Okay.
2 days later, another email. I'm not satisfied with the commode.
She's not satisfied with the commode, meaning what? What was wrong with the commode after the fix?
It just kept running, and I own property, and I know that you don't let stuff go.
Okay.
I didn't want anything
You
to
didn't happen to
it.
video the running of it?
No, I don't.
Okay. Can I see the picture that you were showing me? And can I see the emails,
I have
please?
a lot of pictures.
Okay. What else did she complain about?
Then she said the stackable washer dryer is not working. So I said, okay, fine. I call a service guy. He finds that the 220 line that was attached to the wall is now on the floor, and there's 2 screws in the box.
What does that mean? What is that evidence of? What do you want me
What
to
he
conclude?
said was the line must have worked its way off the wall, and somehow these 2 screws found their way into this little opening in the box.
Are you trying to say she did something?
I don't know. It just seems strange to me that 2 screws can fall off a wall, and both of them find their way into the box.
Okay.
One, maybe I say, okay, it's a freak accident.
So what do you mean? That she pulled it or did something?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
So anyway, he fixes it. Then I get this email. All American was here yesterday. The unit is working. I will not be using it before I leave.
I had already given him notice.
Who are you spiting? Me or you? I mean, I go over there. I have a serviceman over there twice. We get it fixed. I ain't going to use it.
Okay, now by this time she had given you notice because you'd left that nasty message.
All this was on basically the same day, 6/1, yeah. And I told her, I said, look, Amy, I don't want you out of here. I said, okay, I lost my temper because you're aggravating, okay? I says, but I'm not trying to get you out of here. You're welcome to stay, okay? Then I get a call from her lawyer.
Okay.
And he says to me, Mr. Russo, would you consider letting her out of the lease? I said, no, I can't do that, because then I'm liable for a fine.
Right.
And I told him, I told him the whole story.
Right.
All the stuff I did.
What did he say?
He said, Mr. Russo, you deserve kudos.
Okay.
I said, thank you. I said, you're her lawyer?
Okay.
That's what he
so
said.
the bottom line is you leave, but you don't leave until July 3rd. Did you pay July rent?
No, but out of the deposit, I took out for those 3 days in the accounting.
Well, you don't get to do that. You don't get to take out for 3 days. You're there a minute past the time you should be. You're paying rent for a month. That's the law. You don't get to say, I think I'll take another 8 days, and I'll let you know when I'm leaving when it's convenient for me. That's not how it works.
So who takes advantage of who more? Landlords or tenants? I'm going back to you.
I would definitely say landlords.
Why would you definitely say that?
Because they impose their will. They can do whatever they want since the tenant is paying the rent and is under contract.
Okay, that's a fair point, but that's also part of the deal. Who takes advantage of who more? Going back to you.
Tenants do.
Why do tenants?
They should just take advantage of, going around doing things that.
It's not they don't own the place, so they kind of.
Yeah.
I got your point. Going inside the courtroom.
Now, did you ever send her a letter within 30 days after the termination of her lease telling her I'm keeping your security deposit and here's why?
No, I told her verbally, and I told her
verbal's
lawyer
not good
verbally.
enough. You know that the law requires, if you are going to keep her security deposit, that you state in a letter in writing to her, why it is that you're keeping it, itemizing it, right? And there's a penalty because you're in one of the strict states. You have 30 days to do that.
Okay.
But if you don't write that letter, there's a big penalty in your state to the landlord, and that is that before we start doing the math, the security deposit is doubled. She's right about that. Okay? So, what have we got? You're right that we start from the doubled figure, which is $3,400. Number one, you owe July rent. Now we start from $1,700. Okay? You are suing for an attorney consultation. You want him to pay your $100 attorney consultation. Why would he pay it? You broke the lease.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so no. You want him and her to pay $770 of moving expenses. Why would they pay your moving expenses? You broke the lease. $500 for emotional distress. Tell me about that one.
That may not be a disturbing message to some people, but it was disturbing to me.
But because the guy left a nasty message and said, "You get the hell out of there," that means that he has to pay you $500?
No, they said to ask for everything.
No, the answer's no. All right, now you had said that you rented it from the middle of the month, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have that lease here if you want to see it.
Yeah, I do. I want to see it.
Okay.
Did you rent it for the same amount or more?
There was no CO.
No, the same amount.
The same amount or more? Okay. Did you have to get another CO?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Did you have to pay for another CO?
Every time somebody moves in.
There was no CO because I went to the town and I got the last 3 COs. The people that were in before me were only there for 8 months.
Hello. Her name is on it. Your name is on it.
I don't know what they were talking about then.
Listen. Good riddance, right? Like, this is not a good mix, you two. It is not a good mix.
No.
Oh, you got that right.
Yeah, okay. All right. But I'm still bound to follow the law, and if you didn't follow it, I still have to do the math the way the law requires you to do it.
Like I said, you're the boss.
Got it.
And let's not forget the $250 that she owes me for the move-in, move-out fee.
Association.
Yeah, we haven't discussed that yet.
No, let's talk about that now. I'm about to rule. Don't you see me? Okay. What's the move-in, move-out fee that she cost you?
Right here. When a tenant moves in, they got to pay $125. When they move out, they got to pay another $125.
Okay,
no,
is that something that
$250 up front?
You pay the $250 up front. Move in, move out.
Is that in her lease that she's supposed to pay that $250?
Yes.
You got the lease? I gave you the lease.
Did you ever pay the $250?
No. I never got a bill, or they never asked me for it.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's in the lease.
Absolutely.
It's in there. It's on the lease. It's highlighted.
Everybody calm down.
This is what I put up with for 2 months.
Okay, all right. Okay, the 17.
Unbelievable.
When I talked about how much rent is gone, I shouldn't have said $1,700 because you already mitigated your damages by having somebody in there for the second half of July. So you don't get double rent for the second half of July. So just hold on one second. All right. So we start with the $3,400. We subtract half a month's rent, which is what you were out. We subtract $26 for the other CO. We subtract $250 that was owed according to the lease. Any other damages that you have?
The July rent.
Did you
remember?
This is July rent. I subtracted $850 for the July rent for the half that you never got. Because you had a renter the other half.
Right.
What else? Anything else?
Other than all the agita that she caused me, no.
Yes, an agita is not actionable. Otherwise, I would be a very rich woman indeed.
For Italians, it's actionable.
Okay.
Believe me.
For Italians, it's a way of life. Okay?
That's true,
All
too.
right.
My name is Russo. What can I tell you?
Okay. Ms. Kaplan, based on, and Mr. Russo and Ms. Russo, based on what I am looking at, it's as follows then. It's $3,400 for not writing that letter. Very important. You have to know this and make it part of your jobs as a landlord. $850 for half a month's rent. You don't get to just pay for the days you chose to stay. All right? And the only reason it's $850, it would have been $1,700 if you couldn't rent it out that month. $26 that you cost them in a new, because you broke the lease. $26 that you cost them in the new CO. $250, that's a moving thing that's right in your contract. That means that the defendant is left owing the plaintiff the sum of $2,274. Good luck, folks.
How could that be?
All right, both sides.
Yeah.
All right, how's your agita?
Not good. No, I mean, the judges, she has to go by the law, and the aggravation is over. Like she said, best thing ever happened to me was to get rid of this one.
Yeah. So it was all good for you then, no matter what it cost.
Let me tell you, I had a tenant there one time, 8 years. The woman called me one time. This one was in there 2 months. She called me 18 times. Goodbye.
Okay.
My riddance.
All right, and so the law works somewhat for you here. What's your feeling on this outcome?
Oh, I think it was probably what I expected.
Were you really intimidated by him?
A little bit,
Really?
yeah. And
Really?
as a social worker, I teach women to not take crap from people and verbal abuse, so I have to do the same.
Mm-hmm. You taught him a lesson here?
No.
Did you?
That's
All right.
not possible.
Harvey?
Hey, here's the thing. Landlords have to follow the letter of the law when it comes to security. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This is the plaintiff, Ryan McCammon. He says he hired the defendant to make T-shirts for him to sell at a biker event. And out of the 876 shirts he ordered and paid for, 770 of them were defective. He can't possibly sell them because that would look bad for his business. He's at a loss and wants a full refund from the defendant, so he's suing for $5,000, the maximum amount he's allowed to recover. This is the defendant, Drew Shoup. He says he's baffled by this case and the plaintiff because he delivered 800 shirts to the guy and there was no issue until 45 days later. The plaintiff then called and demanded a full refund, claiming the shirts were all messed up. Why in the world would he wait a month and a half after delivery to complain? It's because he didn't do well selling them, and he now wants to return them, claiming they're no good. Please. The judge will see right through that. He's accused of messing up the ink.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff hired the defendant to make T-shirts for a biker event, says 800 were defective, but the defendant says the plaintiff didn't complain for 45 days. It's the case of Shirt Happens.
Thank you, Douglas. Ryan McCammon and Bike Life Clothing Company. You are suing Drew Shoup. You've asked us not to mention your company name. You're actually suing his company for $5,000. You say you're out actually more than that because of numerous shirts that you ordered from him that you say are all defective. Tell me what happened.
Well, good morning, Your Honor. Mr. Shoup and I started working together back in May, and we had a little bit of a discrepancy then where there was a little bit of issue with quality. So he actually refunded, he actually gave me some credit back on the shirts.
So then you decide to use them again, to use your credit when?
I think the invoice was created July 13th.
All right, and that was because you were printing up shirts for an event that was coming up in August.
Actually, for a couple events that were coming up.
Okay, so you order the shirts, and how many shirts do you order?
So 876 shirts were ordered, 3 designs in total.
Okay, what were the designs? Do you have them here?
I do.
Obviously. Can I see 3 different shirts representing the 3 different designs?
Absolutely.
Okay, I can't even read it. What does it say?
You ain't about that life.
You ain't about that like it. The reason that I can't read it is not the quality, but the script. You ain't about that life, which is a phrase that means what?
It's just kind of trash talk in the motorcycle world, just saying like you're not about it.
Meaning you're not a cyclist, I am?
Yeah.
Okay. What about this one?
That's social commentary on an issue that happened a couple years ago on a Halloween ride in New York City.
So what does it say?
Gang member. And,
gang member?
Yeah. If you look, it's all smudged. Like somebody decided to start finger painting with the ink after the shirt was printed.
And then this one?
So if you compare that to the shirt, see how there's gaps here like this, which there's not supposed to be, and see how there's that red color there? There's not even ink laid down. That's supposed to be black there, and that's just T-shirt material. So like and besides the fact that all those lines are they're not sharp. It's not a good
Who made this one?
Mr. Shoup.
How much of this has to do with the color of the T-shirt? Nothing?
No. It's registration of the screens and just not really paying attention to what you're doing.
May I interject?
Yeah, no, not yet. Okay. All right. When is the first time that you reach out to him to say to him there's a problem?
So the first time that I reached out to him, we're looking at Friday, September 11th.
Why did you wait so long to say anything about these? That's over a month.
So I was out of town for...
I know, but you have eyeballs and you have T-shirts.
Right.
So, and you have telephones.
Yeah.
So you being out of town is meaningless on this issue. You have like a deadline to get back to him, and your invoice, it says you have 72 hours. You know that because it says it loud and clear in your invoice. And this is kind of the industry standard. So why do you wait a month to first say boo? Because after a month later is when August is over, your events are over, and you're stuck with the T-shirts you didn't sell. Right. That's what I need you. You need to convince me that that's not the case.
So August 15th, Mr. Shroop text messaged me and said that he would take care of anything out of stock, messed up, etc. when I got back into town.
Let me see that.
He assumed that it was next week.
Okay. So on August 15th, you have a text from him that says, "Yo, I got a dip. You're all ready though. Good luck, and we can clear everything else." And then in parentheses, out of stock, F-ups, etc., when you get back next week. So he was extending the 3 days of the August 15th,
correct,
like kind of letting you have a chance to. So let's say it's, all right, so it's next week. Let's give you a week. That's August 15th, so that's what, August 22nd. But you took 3 or 4 weeks after that. You never got back to him the next week, correct?
Correct.
All right. Let me ask you, what's going on?
Basically, one of those shirts that he showed today, we actually offered to refund him because even though he came back well past our time, the shirts that didn't come out right, I said I would give him a refund for because that is on us. But as far as what he's trying to say for the whole order, there are hundreds of shirts in there that are totally fine and sellable. The reason why is he got too many
just one
shirts.
second, hold on one second. Did you ever go through, is this everything you didn't sell?
Yeah.
Right. How many did you sell?
Returning 7, currently there was 705 here.
How many T-shirts did you order in July?
876. 770 of those were attempted to be returned.
And now what are you trying to return?
705.
Okay, what accounts for the difference between first of all, what accounts for the difference between 876 and 770? The difference between that is what you were able to sell?
Correct.
So that you were trying to return absolutely everything after that. Now, what accounts for the difference between 770 and 705? The difference between that is what you've been able to sell?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, wait a minute, but you're telling me if you pulled out 150 shirts and said, look, I looked through everything, these 200 are bad, but you want me to believe that absolutely everything you can't sell is bad, and yet you're selling it. That's where your problem lies. Let that marinate a little bit in your head, and let me talk to you. Because I am looking at some stuff that isn't acceptable. Did you look through all that and agree? Did you literally look through all that and agree on returns?
So, yes. And also, the reason why I said we can go through everything when you get back is because the order was so rushed. I knew that there would be things that were messed up because we didn't have time. Like, when I dropped them off, literally finished them, had someone else put them in the car, sent it, and drove an hour and a half for free to give them to them for the event because we're just trying to be nice, I guess.
Okay, so did you say yes that you went through 705 shirts?
Oh yeah, we had to pay someone to look through all the shirts.
And then that someone
pulled out the ones that were errors, and we said, and basically I told him when he came back in, I said, hey, these are the ones that are messed up. These pile that we have here, the reason why they're not selling has nothing to do with the print. It's clean, it looks great, and I can't refund you for these just because you didn't sell them.
Real quick, is the plaintiff out of luck?
Yes, he is.
Waited too long?
Way too long.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
You know, yeah, you're never going to get on a T-shirt as crisp as you have on a picture. Of course not. So, but like, what exactly do you expect when you come back a month later?
I also have a shirt that I bought before I came here from Zoomies in the mall, which is one of the biggest clothing. It's in every mall there is.
Let me see it.
And there's worse errors on this than there are.
How long did you have to look for one with a lot of errors?
Literally took me 1 minute. It's screen printing. That's part of it. It happens. Like, not everything's perfect. I could take you to any store and in 2 minutes find a print error.
What's wrong with this one? It's supposed to be all squiggly. What's wrong with it?
If you can see some of the lines don't touch,
you're right.
and you
Like
can
the white
see the shirt.
isn't purely white.
Exactly. That shirt probably sold thousands of them.
Yeah. You were willing to refund how many? that you said?
30.
Okay. Okay, Mr. McCammon, I don't sign contracts, I just interpret them. Your contract says you have 3 days. I find that you are correct that a text like that says, get with me next week, extended your 3 days to 7 days, or 10 days. But you didn't get back to him until a month later. And you got back to him with 2 different amounts. The amount you couldn't sell in one day, and then the amount you couldn't sell in another day. And that just seems disingenuous. And because you didn't abide by the contract limitation for the returns or the complaints, I am ruling in favor of the defendant in this case.
Thank you, Your
Except
Honor.
for the 30. The 30, I want you to refund him, which is how much for each shirt?
$850.
For a sum total judgment in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $255.
All right, hold on, guys, full side,
All right, let's see what the plaintiff has to say about this. You sued for a lot more than you got. You wind up with a refund of $255 for 30-some shirts. What's your reaction to this?
I'm not super enthused, to be honest with you. There was some evidence that I was not able to present in this case, so...
The timing looks bad.
It does.
Your timing.
It does.
It looks like you're just trying to get your money back for the shirts you couldn't sell, is what it looks like.
It is what it looks like. However, I'm not a liar. I'm an honest business person. I just want to just give my customers the best quality stuff that I can give them.
You just want to make the most money you can, too.
It's not even that. I just really want to put out next level clothing.
All right, head down this way. All right, so come on in here. What was on trial here for you? Was it money for you? Was it your reputation of your company?
It's more the reputation, and mainly just because we're from the same area. He's obviously been going around telling them people that we've screwed up his order, and I think it's pretty obvious that he just didn't sell them and got way too many shirts. We also offered to refund the 30 shirts that were messed up.
All right, see what Harvey has.
Okay, Kurt, I can make this so short and sweet. Judges are there to enforce deals, not to make a contract fair.